Hello there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a UFO Legends video on a man named Whitley Strieber. And if you've not heard of him, this guy is pretty damn interesting to listen to. I first heard about him on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell years ago. Art Bell's a great talk show host. He's a legend in the paranormal talk radio community. He died recently. Prayers for him and his family. God rest his soul. But he paved the way for a lot of these others that you hear now. Whitley Strieber was born June 13th, 1945 in San Antonio, Texas. He was educated at University of Texas at Austin and the London School of Film Technique. So he's an educated man. He's authored many novels. He's a writer. He's authored many novels such as The Wolfen, The Hunger, Black Magic, The Night Church, War Day, and Nature's End. He authored with another man named James Kunetka. I hope I got that name right. He wrote Wolf of Shadows, and if you've seen the blockbuster hit movie recently, The Day After Tomorrow, he wrote the book. So, you know, he's a prodigious writer. We'll leave it at that. And a lot of his stuff is pretty well known. On December 26, 1985, he claimed to have been abducted by non-human beings. Because of this abduction, and there's not a lot of detail about that, but because of this abduction, he wrote a book called Communion in 1987. And it's about his abduction. And in 1988, he wrote Transformation. In 1995, he wrote Breakthrough, The Next Step. In 1996, he wrote The Secret School, and about events that happened to him back when he was in school. Because, as I understand it, he may have been targeted since he was young by these non-human beings. And in 2011, he wrote Solving the Communion Enigma. So this guy's written a lot of books about his abduction experience. So, and he's well received. He has a lot of insight into the world of the paranormal, and he talks about a lot of different subjects, mainly UFO abductions. Whitley Strieber is an excellent speaker. I've listened to him a number of times. I don't agree with everything he says, and I don't believe everything he says. A lot of what he says is speculation, and a lot of that speculation I find hard to believe. But he does have a lot of guests on his shows, and he's very insightful. He currently hosts Dreamland podcast, a podcast called Dreamland. Excuse me, can't read my own writing. Regularly on Coast to Coast. He's also regularly on Coast to Coast AM. George Norrie is now doing Coast to Coast AM. Art Bell had left a long time ago and has since died. George Norrie is still doing it, and he's on there quite a bit. And Whitley Strieber is an intelligent man. He may not be correct about everything he's saying, but he believes everything he's saying. And a lot of his insights are very interesting. If you just want somebody interesting to listen to, this is the guy to talk to. The guy to listen to, I should say. But his name is Whitley Strieber, and you can catch him on Dreamland, on the Dreamland podcast. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.